Welcome to Keeping in Sync with Microsoft 365 for March the 27th, 2023. Starting off as always, reminder that certain settings may not become available in your environment or they may change based on dates available. So yeah, please don't get all upset with me and yell curse words if you don't see it. Starting off with Excel. Now, if you use the Power Query feature in Excel on the desktop, the Get and Transform Data tools will need a couple of updates in order to keep working soon. From June 1st, existing queries will stop working and new queries won't be able to be created unless you install .NET Framework 4.7.2 and WebView 2 Framework. Now in OneDrive, you'll soon see some small visual changes to align with other Microsoft products using their fluent design. So you'll start seeing things like an updated color palette, refreshed icons, increased opacity for drop shadows, and rounded corners for square graphical elements. They will actually look better than these screenshots, as that's all I had to go off, so apologies. These updates will be rolling out late March to mid-April. Now, Microsoft Syntex users will soon be able to combine PDF files into a single PDF file using the Merge PDF action in OneDrive on Android and iOS. Last week, I talked about the ability to split, and now you'll have the ability to merge them back together or other PDFs. Now, this particular feature will obviously allow you to combine multiple PDFs that may be from separate sources into a single PDF that is stored within SharePoint or OneDrive. This is rolling out late March to mid-April for Android and late April to late May for iOS, but only if you are licensed for Microsoft Syntex. Now also on mobile, currently when you open a link from Outlook on iOS on Android, it will open in your default browser. Now this particular change to Outlook Mobile will actually prompt you to choose which browser you want to use. Is it either the default browser, or if you've got Edge installed, you'll be able to use that instead. This is rolling out right now. Actually, it's already available. Also in Outlook Mobile, there's a new feature called Authenticator Lite, which allows you to complete multi-factor authentication requests for your work or school account using Outlook on iOS or Android. Now, while Microsoft still does recommend that you use the full Microsoft Authenticator app where you can, this actually, if you haven't got it available, then this actually will allow you to complete those multi-factor authentication requests in Outlook on your mobile. This is rolling out late April and actually will be turned on by default for everybody on May 26th, unless IT turns it off, which they should only do if they have a proper security policy in place. Now, Bookings with Me, I have spoken about it previously where it was in preview, but is now becoming available for everybody and helps you reduce the back and forth with scheduling while helping you maintain control of your calendar. You'll be able to create custom bookable slots to share with others and can easily find time to schedule one-on-one meetings according to your availability and preferences as well. So when someone books a slot with you using your personal booking page, you'll both receive an email confirmation, and attendees can then also update and cancel scheduled meetings with you directly from your personal booking page without having to even tell you about it. So if you've used Microsoft Bookings before, this is a personal version of that. If you haven't, and you've been finding it frustrating to schedule availability or send people your availability, you can basically just put a link to your booking page or to a specific booking type in your email, and people can click on it and schedule with you. This is rolling out early to late May. I strongly recommend you use it. It is a big time saver. Now in Microsoft Teams, surprisingly, I don't have a huge amount of stuff Teams this week, but soon you'll be able to enable a second video stream to support both personal video and content cameras using the Microsoft Teams client on your desktop. So effectively what a content camera is you can have one camera that is looking at this gorgeous face of mine, but another camera could be potentially looking at a whiteboard as well. So you can actually have two cameras running at the same time when you're in a Teams meeting. Previously, this functionality has only been available on conference room devices, but will now actually be available on basically your personal PC, as long as you are running a certified Teams device. This is rolling out late March to late April. Now, for people who are using the Microsoft Public Preview, what it does is provides you with early access to pre-release features in Microsoft Teams, allowing you to test things, see what it's like from an internal quality and planning perspective, and help with adoption and training readiness before it rolls out to the rest of the organization. If you don't have this feature now, then this particular update will make no sense to you. But up until today, that people who were enrolled in that public preview had a P next to their profile picture. However, that will change to EA, indicating that they have early access to Teams features. This is actually available now, but only if you've enrolled in public preview / early access. That's going to be a bit confusing. Now, technically Teams, but also not Teams, task publishing allows people in the organization who are authorized to centrally define a set of tasks to be completed and distribute a copy of those tasks to tens, hundreds, or thousands of teams, Microsoft Teams, across the organization. Not a new feature, but what is new is the ability that when you publish a task that is the priority is set to urgent, each member or owner of the team that is receiving this particular centralized task will actually see an item show up in their activity feed informing them of this new urgent task. This is rolling out late March to mid-April. Now over in SharePoint, soon you'll see some improvements around the page authoring experience in SharePoint, which will help reduce clutter, increase the productivity for when you're actually making the modifications, and add more value to you when you're actually editing the page. These updates will include surfacing layout options in web part toolbars, including quick links, events, people, hero, news, and title region. Moving the add section to be more inline on the canvas and visible on hover, so it's not over on the far left, it's actually in the middle of the page where you actually are. Introducing a consolidated and enhanced image web part toolbar, which will also make things a lot easier. Adding text, new text overlay capabilities, and in the image web parts, such as the ability to change position, text size and styling, the text box color, opacity, image overlay, and transparency, making your page a lot prettier. This is rolling out late March to late June. And that's it for keeping in sync with Microsoft 365 this week.